Well, before my intro hits or I get this video started, I'm gonna cover some ground rules. For these four reviews, I will be covering about four things: gameplay, graphics, story, and music. I'm only doing music because I know for a fact that most games' music is important, but for RPGs, it's very important because it always, in my opinion, has to set the mood for the scene. Because if it doesn't, it feels lacking. So, please enjoy my review of The Last Story. So, first up, of course, is story. I'm going to do a little background thing about this. If you did not know, The Last Story is actually created by the original creator of Final Fantasy 1 through 9. It's also done by the person who does the music for Final Fantasy. But I'll get into that in the music section. So, there's a few things in this game story that I really like in most RPGs that aren't in a lot of RPGs, and it's a sense of humor that there's a character in the game called Seren, and she's constantly just talking about how she wants to get wasted. And no, she's not that type of girl that you're probably thinking of, you pervert. Whatever. Anyways, and that's just something that makes the game for me because I think it makes the flow better. Because if you're playing an RPG where it is just constant, serious after serious after serious, it just dies because you're just like, okay, let's be serious. Final Fantasy X. Um, well, story wise, this story is a lot about remembering the goals you set in life and the ideals you made for yourself and making sure you don't forget them. And there's even a twist, and here's the spoiler, and you should expect spoilers in my review, is there's a guy who's supposed to marry the princess who he sits there and the whole thing he's just that evil villain that doesn't stand a chance, and there's a part where he gets powers and you have to kill him, and in the end he says something that makes you actually feel so bad for him, and it's just he wants to be happy. And it really just all these factors happen later in the game that push your character to determine, does he want to reach his goal or does he want to follow the ideals he stayed with. And then the ending comes, and it's a huge twist, and I like this game so much that I'd love to tell you it, but it's the reason I want you to grab this game is to get to the metaphorical ending, which is actually going to do me a top 5 countdown, which that's not an intro. But all around, this game's story is beautifully said, and it's good. It's so good. If you are a story-based game person, you need to pick up The Last Story. So, the gameplay for this game is very original in the fact that it uses a system to where you run around the world freely, and you can it's weird. You use not the D-pad. You use the analog stick to run up to your enemies, and as you push towards them, your person will attack. But you go, well, that's not really any strategy. But if you click up on the D-pad, it takes you to an overview mode where you can tell your teammates, which is amazing also for this game, the fact that you can use more than 4 teammates. You can actually have a team, I think, of up to 8 at once in the game, which you don't really get to utilize because of the story. So I'd really like to see this company make another game with this, but allow you to make teams. But anyways, as I'm saying, you click up on the D-pad and it allows you to look at your team's move and use them accordingly to what situation you're in. It works very nice. I mean, this game actually has one of probably my most hated bosses, and maybe I'll make a top 5 on that. But um, all around, the gameplay is actually intriguingly fun. It only sucks because you only get to use magic will people about twice in the game for a short period, and you're stuck using um your name is your name is Zale. You're stuck using him, who he's the tank pretty much. Not that you can't deal damage, but he's the big buff strong guy. I'm pretty sure you'll look if you pay attention to some of the video. You can see better of how this gameplay works in this game. So now we're to music. The music in this game was made by Nobu Uematsu. I don't know. I don't know how to say his name. But this guy is the guy who composed most of the Final Fantasy music as we know today, and has had some very, very memorable and nostalgic tracks. Everyone knows the best way to show someone how amazing you think a piece of music is, well, to show you. Oh, I love that piece, but if that's not enough to convince you, here's some boss music. So now we come to graphics. Like I've said in previous videos, I'm no graphical expert, but what you should expect is this won't have Crysis 3 graphics. It is on a Wii, which did not choose a bad graphics card, because come on, if you've played Super Mario Galaxy, you know how beautiful the graphics on the Wii can be. But pretty much to understand it, the graphics are really nice. I like them. They really match the setting of the game. You can look at the video, make your own opinion. You gotta always remember that every review is someone's opinion, and in my opinion, the graphics do not hinder this game in any way, shape, or form. So finally, we come to what I call the summary. All around, this game has decent enough graphics, amazing story, amazing character development, amazing music. I love this game. This game is probably on now my favorite games ever. It has a few other things that I'm not going to say because it's spoilers, but all in all, I literally would give this game a 10 out of 10 because I just find every aspect of it to be amazing, and you must. If you own a Wii, you are missing out if you do not go out today and buy the last story. Well, I'm TMG, the Modern Gamer, and I'm out.